Hi, this is Kevin Hollenbeck with Centennial Lending Group.
And this is Yanni Lambros from Berkshire Hathaway, Fox & Roach Group.
We're going to talk to you today about this whole topic about renting versus buying. And I'm sure you've seen, if you've been on the internet at all, you've seen some stories about the benefits of renting versus buying or buying versus renting. It's a pretty hot topic out there in the real estate business. So Yanni's going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of buying versus renting.
So there is no right or wrong way. It's all situational, as we like to always talk about, right? If you are renting, what you're doing is you're paying off someone else's mortgage. You're putting equity into their property. You're basically taking your money and saying, here, you could hold this for yourself, and you're paying rent. When you buy a property, you don't have restrictions. No one's going to say you can't have a dog, you can't have a cat, you can't have, a python, whatever you want, because it's your home. As long as you're not breaking the law, you have the right to enjoyment. So another disadvantage, in my opinion, of renting, besides all the numbers, and restrictions actually, is you never really know. Like, say you signed a 1-year lease, your year comes up, you're on a month-to-month basis. I have a buddy who, he went month-to-month on his rental. The landlord had a family issue, had to bring his niece in. She needed a place to stay, had to evict my friend because he was on a month-to-month. He had to go find a new place to live. He didn't want to move. And that's the risk at times of renting. So if you have the ability to buy, it's much better. You have that security, you have property, you have equity that you can use later on. You could sell it for more money in the future, most likely. There's so many more benefits to owning your own piece of property. And my good friend Kevin over here, he's going to give you some information on why that's good for you financially. He's a numbers guy, and he got this. Kevin?
Yeah, so as Yanni was saying, the benefit of buying a home is a big part of it is building the equity in the home. Like you said, if you're paying rent, you're paying for somebody else's mortgage. There's also some tax benefits to buying a home versus renting a home. There are still tax deductions that you can use on your tax returns to give you more money at the end of the year when you file your tax returns with Uncle Sam. Also, the process is somewhat similar too, because when you rent, somebody's going to do a credit check on you and a credit history on you. I need to pull your credit, look at your credit. They're going to take a look at your financial situation to make sure that they feel like you're going to be able to pay the rent. Lender's going to do sort of the same thing on buying a home. So you got to go through some of the same stuff. So you might as well go ahead and see if you can afford to buy something and really start to build that equity. And it's not just the numbers, as Yanni said. It's that pride of home ownership. You can plant your garden, and you know that garden's going to be there for as long as you want to stay in the home. And you don't have to worry about signing another lease in a year from now or 2 years from now or 6 months from now. So there really is some benefits to buying a home versus renting a home on the financial side and on the personal side of home ownership. I think if you give us a call, I know I can run the numbers for you, and I know this guy can find the home for you.
And one more important fact, in your opinion, and this is just an opinion, this is what I've noticed. When you're looking at someone renting a single detached property versus an actual mortgage payment, a lot of the time the rent is always going to have to be higher than that payment. Why? Because nobody's in the business of losing money or even breaking even. They want to make a little on top. All those extra utilities that they cover is actually paid out of your rent either way because their mortgage is less. So if you can afford to pay a rent of that height, I'm sure you could afford to pay a mortgage.
I mean, one of the first questions we'll ask you as a lender is, what is your current rent? And Yanni's right. 9 out of 10 times the mortgage will be less than as much as or less than the rent. So he's absolutely right. So if you can afford to rent, if you got a good situation, otherwise you can afford to buy. It's just really finding what's right for you in your own individual situation. That's why you really need to reach out and talk to us so that we can have go through more details with you.
Remember, less stress. We got you. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.